Department of Justice interns met with Jeff Sessions when he first became Attorney General. And through a Freedom of Information Act request, we were able to get the video. And they asked him some pretty tough questions. And I want to check this out, and then we'll discuss it. And there are some pretty strong conclusions to draw.
Statistically, guns kill significantly more people than marijuana does. You support pretty harsh policies for marijuana and pretty lax gun control laws. Since guns kill more people than marijuana, why lax laws on one and harsh laws on the other?
Marijuana is not a healthy substance, in my opinion. The American Medical Association is crystal clear on that. Do you believe that?
I don't.
Okay. So, Doctor, whatever your name is, so you can write the AMA and see why they think otherwise.
Considering that the department recently revoked the Title IX guidance for transgender students, I'm curious what the department's view is on the rights and protections of transgender individuals.
Well, it's up to the states and local governments who are making those decisions every day about how they want to manage their bathrooms, and probably the United States government should let them do it.
As I'm standing here, I'm thinking about Philando Castile or Michael Brown or any of these other folks who have fallen victim to excessive force. Currently, our power for consent decrees is now under review by the front office. This is by far our most effective way of holding police departments accountable. When can we get back to work for the communities that we care about?
Well, we care about all communities.
I grew up in one of these communities, as a matter of fact. I grew up in the projects to a single mother. And the people who we are afraid of are not necessarily our neighbors, but the police.
Well, that may be the view in Berkeley, but it's not the view in
most
places.
That's the view in Columbus, Ohio, where the police just recently stomped on a gentleman's head.
I hear you.
Earlier this year, you issued a memorandum that reversed a policy that would have eliminated the federal use of private prisons. And my question is why? Is it because some of these private prison corporations donated money to the Trump campaign last year?
No, that's...
I've never been more ashamed of our mainstream media than I am right now. Like, I knew they were bad, and we always talk about that in detail, and I tell you where I think their blind spots and their biases are. But this really shows me that it's even worse than I thought, because it's not that difficult to really have an adversarial media that cares about facts and looks out for the people and holds powerful people accountable. Everything that you heard there from the Department of Justice interns going after Jeff Sessions, that's all stuff that should have been asked by journalists from CNN, from MSNBC, from Fox News, from ABC, NBC, CBS. I mean, the whole point of journalism should be what you just saw right there. I mean, the last question, how simple and spot on is that? Hey, you reversed a plan to ban private prisons, and look at that. Trump and the Republicans, you guys take a lot of money from private prisons. Maybe those two things are linked. No, that's not true. No. And he looks like a stumbling, bumbling idiot, like a deer in headlights who got caught because he doesn't expect this stuff to ever be asked. But now when people ask it, he's like, oh shit, this is real accountability. The emperor has no clothes. That's what's happening right now. I look like a fucking fool and a corporate tool because I am one. I am one. That's a great job by every single Department of Justice intern there, and I think we should immediately replace the entire mainstream media with these guys. Because mainstream media, I mean, listen, it's all about access, isn't it? That's a big part of it. Hey, I want to get the next interview with Jeff Sessions, so when I talk to Jeff Sessions now, I'm not going to be too hard on him, because maybe at some point he gives me a scoop down the road about maybe he's resigning, or maybe somebody who works below him did something, or maybe he's got an insight on Trump that he wants to share, and I'm not going to get that phone call from Jeff Sessions in 3 months if I'm tough on him now. So in other words, Therefore, the whole meaning and purpose of the media, it just changed. It was holding people accountable. That's what it was supposed to be for, holding people accountable. It was supposed to be to get facts out there, to look out for the American people and be the watchdog for the public. Now, all of a sudden, I'm part of the same social circle, part of the same group, and I want to continue to have access to these elites. So, hey, I'll go soft on them, and then I'll get invited to the Christmas party, and then they'll know I'm their friend, and then I move up in the world for my own career. The whole way the system, the media apparatus in this country works is broken. And don't take my word for it. There's people a lot smarter than me who broke this down in detail. Noam Chomsky's Manufacturing Consent really explains how, with corporate media, you get a picture painted of the world that is even more subservient to state power than even state media representing their respective states. Isn't that wild? So corporate media is more beholden to state power than state media is beholden to state power. That's the crux of the book. And he gives great arguments that explain that. Well, now you see it. I mean, you have people who work under Jeff Sessions who are like, hey, why this, and this? Why are you doing that? Is it because there's corruption? Tell me why would you reverse that? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? Do you not care about this very important issue? Whereas mainstream media is like, patty cakes, fakers, man. Jeff Sessions, awesome. Let me jerk them off. That's mainstream media for you. Ugh. Go get them, interns. Go get them. You guys are what makes this country great. You know, the people who are fighting for justice. You make this country great. It's just, unfortunately, we get drowned out oftentimes by the status quo, by the people who are actively pushing us in the wrong direction. But it's time for a wave of people who care about truth, care about making the world a better place, to rise up, hold these people accountable, and expose them for the losers and the cretins that they are.